Friends are crucial anchors in my life. There was David, whose friendship resulted in my coming to the US. Then I met a wonderful man named Michael. We've been friends for about 30 years, sharing some of our good and tough times. Now both of us have a short time left. There was George and John, two friends whom I lost due to my depression. Tim has been a good friend over the years, encouraging my love for jazz. He helped me build an incredible Barbie house for my elders. Now that was an amazing project. There is a young lady, Christy, who was a former client. She stayed in contact over the years and been willing to give my family hours of breaks by elder sitting me so they can breathe for a while. She has become in many ways my third daughter and is loved by the whole family, especially the dogs. Christy has been very helpful with this project, which takes a lot of work besides the huge editing job my daughter does. Working on this project, I have developed a stronger friendship with my niece Danielle. We bonded over plants and watching documentaries about science and religion. Also, I have just recently started to know one of my new sister-in-laws, which has been a pleasure. Faith, Christianity. Faith has been crucial in my perspective on life. By faith, I'm a Christian, and I follow the teachings of the Nazarene. I was raised Irish Catholic, as I like to call it, and in my teens became a Protestant. As a Catholic at that time, we didn't actually read the Bible, but as a Protestant, the emphasis became the New Testament, with a cursory look at the Old Testament. In college, I had a double major in psychology and the Bible, which gave me a better understanding. African religion. As a child, I came across a Sangoma doing a healing ceremony in Zambia. This prompted a strong curiosity for other people and their faiths. As a teen, I attended some unusual churches. One I left feeling especially disturbed. Also saw a number of AME churches where I did not feel welcome. Nevertheless, in any church or faith, there were those few that exuded a deeper connection to the divine and made good guides to faith. I was recently gifted a copy of the Quran, containing the teachings from the Prophet Muhammad. I started reading it and knew immediately that I needed a teacher who followed the Prophet to give me a broad understanding of the book. Hopefully, I will have time to learn. Additional anchors. The queer community continues to face tremendous challenges in getting humanity to acknowledge and accept that sexual anonymity that they were born with does not necessarily match the sexual identity of the brain they were born with. I was reminded recently that sexual identity is on a continuum, and people fall along a line from queer to heterosexual or somewhere in between. Knowing this means that most people are somewhere in between. It is obvious when you bring humanity into the discussion, you realize that being part of the queer community is no more of a choice than heterosexuality is. For centuries, this community has endured alienation and persecution. If there was a choice to be made, do you think that those who are queer in the queer community would voluntarily endure all of that? Because this community, by their existence, questions society's notions of sexuality and gender norms. They are frequently targeted by hate mongers of all kinds. Many people believe that because these folks are different, it gives them the right to call them evil, and in doing so can justify the most extreme cruelty. There are many in the queer communities that can provide help for people coming to terms with their sexual identity. One of the best anchors I've become aware of in the last 2 decades are those in the drag queen community, specifically for watching RuPaul. I've noticed that even though they are competing against each other, they're incredibly supportive and understanding with one another's struggles. It's encouraging to see members to be accepted by their communities. Other organizations and programs I've taken advantage of and from whom I've received great benefits and support was there's the 12-step groups, which are especially good in my search for helping or healing a deadly illness. I found that I came to understand the psychology of people better from a group of people that for the most part were high school educated than in my entire college studies. I have volunteered for charities that help feed the unhoused, as well as one that helped beautify a treatment center, giving a garden for meditation and serenity. There are many charities that desperately need help, not only for helping people get supplies, but they also need donations so that others there can be there with the provisions. The faith you follow will have positions that volunteers are needed to fill. Those who follow the teachings of the prophet, I have noticed, are especially good at helping their faithful around the world. There are many more ways you can leave the world better than you may have been born into. I've come to the stage where I find I am to die soon. I have the choice of suicide. Second, there is physician-assisted suicide available in California for a number of patients. Or fight to stay longer. By staying around, I find I have time to say goodbye to many of my loved ones and friends. It has been worth sticking around for. I'm blessed to share this moment with those I love and also with you. My family is working on their celebration of my life as part of their grieving. I've chosen to be a DNR, do not resuscitate, because my body is tired and my family needs to be able to move on. I have donated my body to a nearby teaching hospital. I feel honored to have this time to say goodbye. Tell your family you love them often, and as I have done, write a letter to all your loved ones that they can read after you pass on. For me, it is easier to commit suicide, at least easier than using my emotional energy to connect with others, though the investment has turned out to be worth it. Choose those anchors that will not just help you, but also cheer you on. I hope you have found this helpful. I'll leave you with some resources that you can utilize to get some of the anchors you need.